Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome, I'm Stefania. Today's video is gonna be a flip through of my reading journal, so we're gonna go through the pages that I've created in November. As always, first we're gonna start from the yearly pages, and then we're gonna move to the monthly pages. I think we can start with the yearly pages now. Also, I'm so sorry for the background sound that you're gonna hear for the whole video, but I can do nothing about it. It's a pretty annoying one, and it's everywhere in the house. I can do nothing about it. It's the heating system, so or I record a video with this annoying background sound, or I'm gonna basically freeze wherever I am because it's quite cold elsewhere. So I'm sorry for that. I hope it won't be a problem and that you're gonna be able to hear me, and let's just cross our fingers. As always, I'm gonna start from the yearly pages. Books of 2022, there was nothing to talk about it because I haven't colored anything because I had no more space. That's it. Bingo, be happy. I mean, I am for sure, because it's all full. Like, I've done it. With November, I completed everything. And I'm so happy, really happy. I think I'm gonna do the same thing also for next year, because I rather put my goals inside a game like I've done this year. Because if I would create a page just for goals, I know that it will give me kind of an anxiety, I would say. Because I'm always a mess when it comes to goals, and so I rather create it in this way, put a game like a bingo, and in the middle of some, let's say, pointless thing, put also my goals. And this is a good thing. Reading tracker, in November I've read each single day, and for sure I've never reached 100 pages, if not in 2 days, so I haven't put the total down here. I always forget to do it at the end of the month, I don't know why. Anyway, I've read for 30 days, and the number of pages wasn't as high as previously months. I think actually it was one of the lowest one. Anyway, what I've realized is that whenever I read ebooks, I definitely read more pages. Probably because if I have a physical book, I will only read it when I stop, let's say. While if I'm reading ebooks, let's face it, you can read ebooks even when you're, for example, going somewhere, you know, if you're on the car or on a train, something like that, or even if you're not home and you're waiting, for example, for your appointment at the doctor, anything like that, you can read ebooks. Well, the physical book, if you don't bring it along with you, you won't read it. And I've definitely realized that I read more pages when I read ebooks. Goodreads challenge. As you can see, I finally did it. I've put a little bit of something in here. However, it was quite hard to find something that would have fit with the previously pages. Like, I don't have all this paper anymore, so I had to improve, but I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. And I would say that these are the books that I've read in November, because I've read 6 books. As you can see, there were 2 that were quite of a disappointment, but we're gonna talk about them when it's gonna be their time. Books read in 2022, you can see Heart 6. This month, it wasn't really a good month. I would say it was half and half. Kind of makes sense. I really went from books that I absolutely loved to books that weren't even reaching 3 stars. So it was quite a hard month, I would say. And once I'm gonna be done with December, the plan here is to create something kind of like I've done here, so that it won't say all white. But I'm gonna wait to be done with December just to see how many books I'm gonna attach still. A book for each month. My favorite book of November was Book Lovers. I absolutely loved it. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later, so I won't say anything else. Series, I haven't read anything this month about series. Books. Again, this will be here. With December I'm gonna put it here and put something here, just like I've done in the previously spreads. For sure for 2023 I'll leave more space for all these spreads because I don't want to go through this all over again. And these are the 6 books I've read, and you can see that basically all of them were physical books. There was only one ebook, so you should read it. We can skip it. I completely ignored this page through the here, basically. Reading stats: in November I've read 6 books for a total of 1,689 pages. 1 was an ebook, while 5 others were physical books. So now we can move to the monthly pages. As always, if you want to see the Playing With Me video, it's online. I've already said in the video that the stickers this month were made by me. I loved creating them and I love how they turned out, even if the digital version is definitely better than the printed one, but I still like them. November, as you can see, it's almost all red and orange because that's the color I gave for physical books. There is a little bit of blue and green at the end of the month because that's when I started ebooks. Actually, I started and finished one, but I think I've said this before. I always count the book in the month in which I finish it. So the one that I started on the 30th, I didn't count it because it's gonna go in my December. Reading tracker, I'm so happy because I kept on reading every single day, even if there have been a few days in which I read less than 15 pages, but I was fine. Books of November, The Dutch Door was quite useful, I would say, also this month, and I'm thinking about next year if still creating them in this way or cutting the wherever I stand, cutting right and not like breaking in pieces, if it kind of makes sense. I probably don't know how to explain this, but I'm still trying to understand how to, because I really like the idea of using the stamp that I used to create this, but I'm still thinking, really. Anyway, let's move on because it's a flip through and it's not a video for next year. November review. In November I've read 6 books, 1 was an ebook and 5 were physical books. I gave a total of 19 stars. Bingo, I've read a book with a color in the title, and I've read a book by an Italian author. I've read a total of 1,689 pages. Absolutely no for me was You've Reached Sam, I'm sorry. 30 days in which I've read, and favorite book was Book Lovers. Now we're gonna go through the spreads created for the books, and as always credit for the photos to the right owner, and I'm gonna try to go through them without giving any spoilers, so probably I won't talk about the books that much, but as always I don't want to give any spoilers because maybe someone is currently reading these books or is planning to, and I don't feel like doing that. The first book was You've Reached Sam. Okay, this was absolutely a big, huge no for me. I don't understand how so many people gave 5 stars. Like, I just don't. This one is the only book that I have read in 2022 that got 1 star. It couldn't go to a star and a half. Literally. It was, I don't know, a pain to read it. I don't get it. People were like, oh, so many emotion, it made me cry here and there. I'll be honest, I'm a person that cry very easily when it comes to books or movies. I just need to see a person crying in a movie and I'll start crying. It's crazy, believe me. I'm an easy crier, that's what I would say. I haven't shed a single tear for this book. It was a pain to read. The main character, the girl, is unstandable. Like, I hate her. And I'm so mad not only because I wasted my time reading it, but because I even wasted my money because I bought it. and now I'm seriously planning on reselling it. Let's go to book lovers. This was a 5 stars for me. I loved it. I loved it so much that I went through it extremely slowly. Like I didn't want to finish it, so I was trying to read less pages each single day just to be able to have it for a little bit more of time. It's kind of pointless, but I fell in love with the book. I love the characters. I just love it. Okay, it's beautiful. I absolutely adore it, and I'm so disappointed when I reached the end because I didn't want to say goodbye to it. This one was definitely a 5 stars for me, and I was kind of scared of starting it because another book that I read by this author was a mess for me. Like, it wasn't an amazing one like everyone was saying it was, so I was kind of, I would say, a little bit scared to read it. Instead, I'm so happy I've done it. Like, I absolutely loved it. Loved it. Then I read Fourth Plan. I don't know why I've done it. Or better, I read the plot somewhere and I was really happy with how it was sounding. I was like, this sounds really like a good book. And I bought it. Then after I've done that, I realized it was part of a series. But I didn't care because, you know, I was like, if I'm gonna like this one, I'll think about buying the others. But it's not the case. It was, I would say, kind of a disappointed one because I was expecting something more from this book. Instead, there isn't really that much happening. You know, every single chapter is the same. I don't know, I didn't feel like there was really a story behind it. It was, all the things that happened in the book could have been easily written down in a single page. I'm sorry to say this, but it left me very disappointed. I haven't felt that much. It wasn't an amazing read, honestly. I was disappointed, and that's it. I don't know what else to say, if not that I will not read the other books. One was enough. I will not read the others. Then I decided to read Gallant, and I tried to recreate the same title upside down. It was quite hard. I messed up quite a lot. And then I don't know why I put so many butterflies here and there. I was just feeling like so. I think I've said this before, that my spreads don't always mean something. Like, it's not that they have a meaning because they have something that it's connected to the book itself. I could come out with, for example, an horror and put all flowers around it, even if it won't happen because I don't really read horror, honestly. I bought this one, I'm gonna be honest, because I loved the book itself. It was so beautiful, the physical copy. I'll see if I can grab it now. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Other than the fact that's so beautiful, I love when there is some color here and there. And I mean, it's wonderful. And I absolutely love the inside. So yes, basically I bought it because I like the book. Without even fully reading what it was about. No, I'm joking. This time I've read what it was about. And I thought it could be quite interesting. So I've decided to do it. And I was quite happy with it. However, according to me, the end, I was expecting something more at the end, that's it, but it was a good book itself. Then I decided to move to Amore Sulla Neve, which is a book by an Italian author, so I was really excited because I wanted to start reading something about Christmas. You know, that's quite of what I'm doing in December. I don't know why, for me it means reading Christmas books. I just felt like that this year, and I was happy, you know. I'm gonna get a book about Christmas, which there's gonna be at least Christmas in it, a little bit, and it's gonna be by an Italian author. I was happy. It was a huge disappointment. First of all, I should have checked out that it was a very short one, and inside this book there are actually 2 stories. However, I was very disappointed because the whole book is basically what others would use as a starting chapter, if it makes sense. So I felt nothing. The main character, I know nothing about him. And it's sad because we're talking about this girl, and what you're supposed to do is see this relationship come alive, I would say. However, it doesn't happen. Like, it's not well made, and I don't get the second stories to put it there. I just wouldn't have done it. I was very disappointed with this one, really. It was a fast read because it doesn't take you a lot to read it. As I've said, it's not that long, but I was very disappointed with it. Didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. I felt nothing, and I don't know why the spread came out in this way. I started by drawing down here, then I wanted something more, and I don't know, I kind of lost control when I started using some Christmas washi tapes. I think it's obvious. I finished the month with Christmas Silver Falls, and I'm so happy I've done it. This time I really went into a Christmas mood. It was definitely something more compared to the previous one. In this one you really do feel Christmas, and it's really amazing. I loved it. Let's face it, when you start a Christmas book, you know it's gonna end up with an happy ending. At least you don't read, for example, thriller or something like that, where there is the sad part. I mean, if someone is gonna die, it's gonna be sad. But in this case, just like so many others, you know you're gonna end the book with an happy ending. But what made me happy about this book is that even if I knew it would end up in a certain way, I just wanted to know how it would go there. Like what would happen in between. And I was really happy to read it. I really enjoyed it. It was an amazing read, so amazing that I've decided to read in December more books by the same author. Always about Christmas. Found out she wrote a lot of Christmas books. So this has been my November. Again, it wasn't an amazing month. It wasn't even that bad because there were some good things, but it couldn't be definitely a better one. I was wondering, have you read any of these books? If yes, which one? Did you like it or not? Are you planning on reading them? What have you read in November? Let me know it all with a little comment so we can share some thoughts. Maybe you won't agree with some of the things I've said, but that's fine because everyone has their own opinions and we should respect each other for that. As always, thank you so much for joining me today and watching the video till the end. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumb up, subscribe for more videos like this one, and get ready because pretty soon I'm gonna come out with a plan with me for the new year, for both my reading journal and bullet journal. So I will say it's one of the most waited video is the plan with me video for my reading journal for the new year. So I hope you're gonna stick around a little bit to see even the other videos. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. See you next time. Bye!